In the last few videos, we've illustrated how to create and test a student class. Now, we want to see how we can use the student class to solve our problems. So, what I've done is I've created I've created the screen, as you saw back here, and I've created a lot of the infrastructure, the validations that go with this. If you want to see the exact details of it, just check out the student demo, because it's the same thing as was done here. What I want to focus on is what we're doing this week, which is how do we use the student class to solve our problems. So what I'm going to do here is first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to define a student object, and I'm going to call student my student, and I'm going to instantiate it here as well. Last time we talked about using two different statements, and we could do that, but here I'm just going to create it using one statement. So I have that, and now the next thing that I want to do, just to show you what the validation routine does, is it takes the text box and puts it into name. It takes this text box and converts it into midterm, and takes this final text box and converts that into final. So this is a string and two integers that we are sure are validated from the entry that the user made. Now the next thing I want to do is I just want to say my student dot the name property, and that equals the input that's come from the validation methods. So the next thing I want to do is say my student dot midterm, and that is going to be the midterm that has been inputted here from the text box, the midterm text box. And finally I'm going to say my student dot final, and that's going to be the final that was invalidated and gotten from the final text box. Okay, so what I've done here is pretty similar to what I did up here in my test. I assign the name, midterm, and final properties. So I assign the name, midterm, and final properties, only instead of, as I did up above, just sort of made these values up, these are actually values that are coming in from text boxes. The final thing that I want to do is this. So I want to say grade label dot text, and I'm going to get that value from my student dot grade. Okay, and remember, grade is a method, so it has to have parentheses after it. All right, so that's what I want to do. Now I want to run the program and see if indeed it seems to be working. So I'm going to put in a name, let's say Dan. I'm going to put in a midterm and a final grade, and so 190, the grade should be A. Okay, 100 and let's say 80, the grade should still be A. But if I go one value underneath it, we should get an F, and that's just according to the algorithm that we put in. If you look at the student demo, it has the whole range of grades, and you should test out that whole grades. So just to recap, what we've done is shown how you can use the student object in order to solve a problem. Now you might be asking, well, why did I do all of this? Why didn't I just do why didn't I just code the way that I've been coding before? What do classes buy me? And the purpose of classes is now I can take this student class and I can use this student class in new projects. It's like its own encapsulated uh, um, piece of code that I can take and easily move between projects. This is really what we've been going for all along, that is code that's truly reusable.